Hey everybody, Tim here for today's review of Doctor Who, story number 200. I can't even believe that I've done like more than 200 reviews. I mean, because if you count like the Peter Cushing reviews, the Dimensions and Time special, stuff like that, like 200 stories. Like it's absolutely insane. Like I can't even believe it. We're coming up on the year mark, so I kind of slowed down. I was going really, really strong in the beginning of the year, and I have kind of tapered a little bit, but there's so many shows going on right now. 200 stories, and what a whopper. Like this, we're doing Silence in the Library, Forest of the Dead. Probably easily my favorite story for number 10. Like, not 100%, we'll see. I mean, there's still a couple more stories left, but I can reasonably say that this is probably my favorite. Go figure, it is the Moffat story for the season, and like, I think it's funny, like for 9, my favorite story was Moffat's two-parter there, where the Doctor dances and the empty child. So, my favorite. And I loved Blink, and now here we are for this one. I'm just, oh, God. Oh, and what is it, Girl in the Fireplace? Like, everything about this, I'm not even gonna lie, I did kind of tear up, because I think this is actually my first time rewatching this, even though it's one of my favorites, like, since I binged all of Doctor Who. So, like, knowing all of River's story, getting to the very end of River's story, like, I never wanted to come back to this story, because I was like, oh God, like, even the first time I watched this, I was like, I don't know it's very much like the Doctor. I was like, I don't know who this River is, but this is really cool. Like, I really like her. And then as you get to know her and get to know her, and you finally get to like the ending episode, and like, to come back to this one, like, just thinking back on it is painful. Like, it's really kind of sad. So I've always thought about doing like a reverse watch, like watching it from like River's perspective. And I've gotten online, and there's 2 or 3 different like theories on like the perfect viewing order. And who knows, maybe when I get to like the present and I'm waiting for that new season to come out, maybe I'll do that. I'll do the River version review or something. But absolutely love this story. Like, everything about it. Like, for one, besides River, we get, oh God, Dr. Moon's in there. What is it, Colin Salmon? Like, fantastic. I always think of him from, Resident Evil. Like, that's always my go-to for whatever reason of seeing him. The whole premise of it just being a library, 51st century, and like, where he's like, it's the smell of books. And it's the whole planet. It's not just a really big library. It's not a city. It's not a state. It's the entire planet's a library. Now, that says something to me, because I absolutely love books, specifically hardbound. I think I've brought that up in some other reviews, where like people have always tried to get me to convert, like, even comic books. They're like, oh, just do like e-readers, or do a Kindle or an iPad or whatever. And there's all sorts of like different apps and subscriptions you can do, and they're so much cheaper. I get that. Like, for a long time, I kept all my VHS tapes, I kept all my DVDs, I've kept all my Blu-rays. And then finally, I did get to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, I can't anymore. Like, I have so much. And I went all digital. I have like 10 terabytes. Like, I have an obscene amount of movies and TVs, shows, and stuff like that. And I mean, now it's even getting to that. Like, you don't even need that anymore, as long as you have like all of these subscription stuffs. But still, like, knowing I have it digitally backed up somewhere, I can rest pretty easily. And I have backups of my backups. So I got rid of all my physical movies. Books cannot do it. I have to have my books. Like, even behind this camera, I just have bookshelves all around me. This man cave. This is my library. And I love books. Like, I always like to hold my books, like my comics, my, like, everything. I love to have books. So, and that was always like my favorite part of like Beauty and the Beast or something, was, oh God, I'd stay with the Beast just for the library. A whole planet, like, I would just live there. Like, I would die there. So, already, as soon as it starts, I'm in this episode with that. This episode has a lot of firsts, a lot of them, where we first hear like the sonic screwdriver can't do wood. even though I just finished like all of the predecessor of Doctor Who, now that I'm thinking back on it, I don't know if we ever really see in the classic series the Doctor using it like on wood or something, which doesn't necessarily make sense because even if you're just unlocking something, that's not the wood. So the whole wood thing, I don't know, that I never really got, always kind of bothered me. The main villain for this is the, what is it, Vashnaratu? Like it's hard for me to say for some reason, I don't know. But so that's the main villain. It's great. Like the whole Shadows thing. Like this episode is like, I'm glad I'm watching it like so close to Halloween because it is the perfect like scary story. Like it's so well done. And that's kind of what Moffat does. Like I said, the whole Doctor dances. Are you my mummy? Like it's fucking terrifying. Like it's brilliant. So we get that. River has all the best scenes where she's like, pretty boy with me. Oh, that's me. And it's fantastic. Just loving seeing their chemistry. We get the first time that we hear, I mean, since it's the first appearance of River, so all of her classic traits right off the bat with like the whole spoilers, seeing her with the sonic screwdriver, seeing her with the square blaster, stuff like that. The whole ghosting thing is terrifying as well, where it's like kind of hold your memories. God, everything. Like her not knowing who Donna is absolutely heartbreaking. Like because you can see it in River's face. Like that's why River steals this whole story because she's so well done, and she just can't like even like David Tennant's like I don't know what's going on right now, but like River knows everything, and it's so good. It's so well done. I will be honest, the second half of this episode, although very, very necessary, I would not trim this down, is the slower part where, like, Donna, her whole plot is kind of what slows me down for this, which is kind of coincidental since her whole thing is like, oh, I've been here for years. No, you've been here for like 10 minutes. But I don't know, it kept, like, it was very distracting, I guess would be the word, but I liked it. The line of the Doctor and River squabbling like a married couple. And then when she whispers his name, it's so brilliant and it's so cute. And it's just, oh God, everything about River is too much for me. Talking about snapping your fingers to open the TARDIS. And then I do love the whole twist that these people are just saved to the hard drive. Now we have 4,022 people who have been missing for 100 years, but hey, guess what? They're back now. So it's probably obviously the most heartbreaking is River when she sacrifices herself. But how do I phrase this? As hard as it is, like I kind of wish that was it. That's where it had ended. The whole like him saving her memory and to put it into the hard drive kind of took away from me because I mean, to my knowledge, or at least I can't remember, I don't think we ever go back to that or see that again. Like, I liked it more where it was a very finite death. Like, nope, she's done. We're not seeing her again. It's over. At least, like, present, future her. So I was like, like, putting her in the machine with all of the other, like, archaeologists, I was like, I don't know. Like, that kind of took it back a little bit. It was a little too happy. I liked the sad ending. So I don't know. I've never like been brave enough, I guess, to venture out into the big finish. I know River has quite a few stories out there. I think there's even one where it has Tom Baker, like the Fourth Doctor and River. So I don't know. I'm always like hesitant. Like I've said before in other reviews, like it took me years just to watch Doctor Who because I get overwhelmed very easily, and I always have to have things methodically planned out and like here's how I'm doing it. Even if I don't know anything about the show, I'm like I'm doing this and then this and then this. And Doctor Who was just overwhelming. And then finally I did it, maybe a little bit out of order, maybe I shouldn't have done certain things, but I did it and I got it out of the way and I was like, this is brilliant and I love it. Part of the reason I'm now doing it a second time because now I can do it the right way. But I don't know, now that's kind of how I am with Big Finish, where I'm like, oh my God, there's so many audios out there. How do I do it? Where do I start? I don't know. I might just like find something with River and just boom, there we go. Favorite character, perfect place to start. I know like Susan has some of her own. I'd love to see more of Susan. I don't know. So I'm curious what you guys think. Long tangent, 200 stories. That's what I do. So what do you guys think about River? What do you think about Vashtanara 2? Cannot say that. Can't do it. Whatever. I don't think we ever see them again. At least I can't remember if we do. Would you want to see them again? What did you think about this? I love the whole, like, no, you guys only, like, come from trees and you're hatched in forests. Oh, wait, we're surrounded by dead trees. So what did you think about everything? Thank you guys. 200 stories. Thank you for chugging along with me. Love all of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Leave some comments. I love to see what you guys say. And I will see you guys next time for midnight.